Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you saw my last video, you know that I did a life update, just kind of telling you guys what I've been up to and what I planned on doing with my channel. And there was also a giveaway in that video. I didn't advertise it because I wanted people who genuinely watch my videos to be able to win, because it was a 4,000 subscriber giveaway, even though I have been gone for 2 years from YouTube. But nobody really entered. One person entered that the giveaway, which is fine, and only about 60 people watched the video, and I'm sure like 10 of them were mine. So the girl who entered, I think it was a girl, their YouTube username is eggplant pleaser, so I have no idea the sex of the person. But what I'm gonna do is just let them choose which prize they want to win, and then I'll ship that one to you, and I will save the other prize for a giveaway in the future. But I wanted to, for this video, kind of talk about the main reason why I stopped blogging and doing my YouTube channel. So as you can see, I'm in a whole nother setup, even from the video I just posted a week or two ago, and that's because I moved into my own place, which is exciting and scary at the same time, because I am 24 years old and I've never lived completely 100% on my own. Like, I pay the bills and I'm not splitting my rent with a roommate or a boyfriend or any of that stuff. So it's very exciting and scary at the same time. But basically, 2 years ago, I stopped filming in December of 2015. It is, now it's January 2018, so it's been a little over 2 years. And so 2 years ago, around that time, is when my life kind of, at that point, felt like it was falling apart. With my blog, for those of you guys who have found me through my blog or who support my blog, you all know that my boyfriend at the time took my pictures. So with that being said, we broke up around that time, and we were living together, so it was a very stressful and hectic and tumultuous time. I experienced a lot of loss of just relationships. I experienced a lot of loss of physical things. I experienced a lot of loss of just self-confidence and self-esteem, because I've always kind of been somebody who was kind of in between. I knew my worth, but I still had my insecurities, and I think that's most people. But that whole situation made me really think about myself and be well, dang, am I really all that? Because the things that happened made me really question myself as a person and as a woman, and I'm just am I not good enough for you? It was just a lot. So I don't want to put a lot of details out there, because I know that there are people who know the both of us who personally, who may watch this video, and so I don't want to put all the nitty-gritty details out there. But let me tell you, y'all, it was a hot mess. It was a real hot mess, and I was a hot mess to those of you who supported me during that time. It was bad. It was so bad that it was at the point where I was just kind of I don't even really care about graduating. I was depressed, I was stressed out, I was anxious. It was just a lot. I started to go to counseling again, because I was able to kind of recognize those signs, because I went to counseling my freshman year, because I went through a little bit of I don't know how to describe it, but I was pretty depressed my freshman year. I actually contemplated suicide my freshman year of college. So there are a lot of things that have happened to me over the past 4.5, 5 years. Wow, I don't know why I'm crying, but there's just a lot of things that happened, and I'm kind of finally at a place where, okay, so my camera cut off because my battery died, so I had to go get a battery. But I think pretty much where I left off was just kind of explaining that a lot has happened over these last 5 years of me going through college and going through a pretty hard breakup. And so kind of why I wanted to do this as one of my first videos coming back is because it's the primary reason why I was gone. The primary reason why I was gone is that this relationship ended, and that person, he helped me kind of build my brand for what it was at the time. So he took all of my pictures, he helped me with all like the technical aspect of doing YouTube. He even produced like music for my channel sometimes. So it was kind of like very much like I was losing everything that I had built, and then I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna do it, you know, without that person. And then, you know, I really don't, like I said, I don't want to put too many details out there, but somehow my camera was, you know, lost. And you know, so this camera is a camera that my sister gifted to me, which I'm so grateful for, because your girl does not have the funds. I'm not gonna say I'm broke because I'm speaking life over myself, okay? Yeah, so she gifted me this camera, and so over this last 2 years, I feel like now, or a little over 2 years, I feel like now is the best time to get my channel back up and running, because there's never gonna be a right time to get it done. I was like, okay, God, so I've got a camera now, and then my sister also got me lights for Christmas. So shout out to my big sister for just being supportive and like really helping me over this last year. I actually, after the breakup, I was still living with my ex-boyfriend, so it was very, very difficult, and I was very prideful, so I didn't want to like tell anybody what was really going on, and I didn't want to take any help because I felt, you know, embarrassed because of everything that happened. I was prideful, like, you know, I'm 22, I just graduated, I have a whole degree now, I should be able to take care of myself, I should be able to do what I need to do, you know, I'm grown, like that's what I'm thinking. And then I was ultimately embarrassed, and I thought, you know, even the people who love me are gonna judge me, and they're not going to be understanding. So I was going through a lot, and I felt very isolated, I felt very alone, and it was very difficult because I felt like the only person that I could talk to was him, but I didn't want to talk to him because of everything that was going on. So it was just a really rough time. And so like in 2016, I quit 4 jobs. Like I couldn't keep a job. I was depressed. I was skinny. I've always been a skinny girl. If you guys follow my style blog, you know I'm skinny mini, but I was so small that I was scared to step on the scale. I could not fit any of my clothes. I remember one of my professors pulled me to the side, and she was just like, are you okay? Because I was starting to look sickly. Like that's how much weight I was losing from just the stress and not taking care of my body and really not caring. And I'm going to try not to cry, because I really didn't think I would cry, because it's been, you know, some time, and I thought I was better. But the turning point, I guess, for me, or the beginning of me kind of picking myself back up, is I remember still living with my ex-boyfriend, and I was taking a shower, and I like broke down. And I'm a pretty dramatic girl, like I'm not gonna lie, like stuff don't go my way, I'm pouting, I'm crying. Like, so for this to go on, I was crying a lot, and I was very upset and distraught. But I just remember just laying down on the shower floor and just kind of being like, this is it, like I'm done, like I don't know what else to do. And not being like in a, like I was done with life and I wanted to kill myself type of way, because I've been there, but it was just kind of like defeat, you know, like sorry, just defeat and exhaustion. And I was just laying there on the floor, and I just remembered thinking to myself that I could lay here forever and not care. Like I don't really want to, like I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like it's like, not like I wanted to die, but I definitely didn't want to be me at that point. So I'm laying there, and I'm probably in the shower for like, the water was cold, and I was still in the shower like ice cold. And I remember there was just this very strong thought in my mind, and it said to get up. And I'm just like, no. I'm gonna lay right here. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna be sad. I'm just gonna lay here. And I heard it again. It said, get up. And then I said, no. And then I heard it again, and it said to get up. And I just felt this strength, and I felt peace, and I know now that it was the voice of the Holy Spirit encouraging me and comforting me. And I'm emotional about it still, because it's kind of like, I guess I'd always been kind of curious about God and what it was like to have a relationship with him, and like, what's it really like? What's he really like? And all of that time, I'd never really kind of said, like, I'm a Christian and I believe in the Lord, even though I would thank God when good things would happen and I would pray. I had never said, like, you know, given my life to Christ. And so after that point, it was just kind of like a series of events happening, and me still being scared, and me still being anxious, and just like a very slow and steady process. And the title of this video is Trust the Process, because I learned a lot about just kind of being surrendered, and just not, and being humble, and being like, I messed up, I didn't make the best choices, because even though the situation, my ex-boyfriend did a lot of things that just weren't okay, it wasn't completely his fault. There were things that I knew that I should have done. Like, I knew better in a lot of the things that were going on. So I spent the summer, because I went to school in Nashville, Tennessee, so I graduated in May, and then I spent the summer in Nashville. And I landed this job at Postmates. If you guys are in like a major city, you know what Postmates is. It's like a delivery company. And I worked in the customer service department. And I worked 6 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. And it was just a time, like, I would take my Bible with me to work. At my lunch break, I was reading the Word. I was listening to, you know, gospel music and worship music at work. And I was just really, really trying to, like, hear from God, like, what am I supposed to do? And I was watching a lot of YouTube videos about God. So I was watching a lot of like Heather Lindsay. I was watching a lot of the Bronze Goddess. I was watching a lot of Leah's Essence. If you guys don't know those channels, I will link them all below, because they are all amazing and really, really help me kind of practically apply the Word of God to my life and start the process of really learning to trust him, which I'm still in the process of. And so I was doing a lot of that, and I remember I watched a video with Heather, and, you know, I had just gotten out of this bad relationship, and so I was really focused on relationships. So I was, you know, praying about, you know, healing my heart, and praying for like a future husband, because at this point I had made up my mind that I'm not having no more boyfriends. Like, Lord, he needs to be my husband. I'm done. Like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm done with trying to find my own mates. So I was doing a lot of that at the time. And I remember I watched this video with Heather in it, and I can't remember what it was called, but she was talking about how, you know, a lot of women and just people in general are praying for things, but they're not preparing for them. So say you want to be a wife and you want to be a mother, but you're not, you know, seeing what the Bible has to say about marriage, or you're not giving your time to maybe a single mom, or maybe to a family. Maybe you could be volunteering in your in the children's ministry because you want to be a parent. So what better way to start to gain some of those skills than to help other people with their kids? And she was just kind of saying that, and she was like, you know, you need to, you know, give yourself to God as a living and holy sacrifice. And she was just explaining scripturally like why we ourselves are the sacrifice, and she explained it way better than I did. If I could find the video, I'll link it below, but I really can't remember what the video was called, because it was, like, mind you, over 2 years ago. And I guess at this point about a year and a half ago. And in the video, she says that. And so the next morning I woke up and I said to God, I said, so Lord, today I give myself to you as a holy living sacrifice, Lord. Have your way with my life, whatever you present to me, let me, you know, just surrender to it. And I go off to work thinking it's going to be a regular old day. This is when I learned you really need to be careful what you pray for and what you tell God that you want to happen, because then my sister calls me and she was like, hey, so I'm getting deployed and I would want to know if you would like to move here and help take care of your nephew for the next 6 months. And I'm like, wait, what? And mind you, during this whole time, I had really been wrestling with if I should, you know, move in with my sister anyway. But again, that pride thing, and I thought, you know, I could just, you know, push through like 3 more months of living with my ex-boyfriend, and then I could save up and move out. But it was just not a healthy situation. And so that call happened, and so I decided, okay, I'm gonna move. So I moved here, and I'm thinking it's gonna be like this wonderful experience, but really it's truly just been like a wilderness type of experience. I've just kind of feel like God is leading me, but he's never really like he gives me choice. And yes, we have free will, but you know that there's some things that you know that God is telling you to do. And I've just had a lot of experience of just kind of feeling it out and trying to figure out, you know, what path is best for me. I actually started grad school last year, my first semester of grad school, and that's been a really tough kind of thing. And I'm working this job where I'm working with kids who have you know, mental health diagnoses and emotional disturbances, and I'm, you know, it's just a lot right now. And I know this video is all over the place, but I pretty much just wanted to make this video because I know that there are a lot of women, especially young women, who are either like in a position where, you know, the dude that you're with is not for you, but you are kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place, or, you know, you still have such feelings for them that you're trying to ignore the things that they're doing to you. And I really want to put this video out there because I want to say, like, it's not easy, but it's so worth it. Like, now, if 2 years later from that moment when I felt like everything was kind of being ripped away from me, like, I'm completely independent. Like, I was living with him, and, you know, we were doing like the paying bills together thing, which, you know, before you're married, it's just not a good look. I'm not married, I'm single, but I know that that is just the better route to go than to do it with your boyfriend. You know, everybody's different, but I also think from like a Christian and a spiritual standpoint that it just keeps things a lot more, I think it's pleasing to God when we do it that way. And so, you know, now 2 years later, I'm living on my own. I bought my first car. I'm working full-time in my field using my degree in psychology. I'm going to grad school, which not 100% sure that I really want to do, but, you know, I'm trying things and I'm figuring it out, and I'm, you know, involved in my church, and I'm about to actually start teaching a Bible study class for the children, which I'm scared about too, because like I said, like, this is a process for me just as much as it's a process for anyone else. Like, I'm still figuring it out. I'm still, you know, making mistakes and falling short, and I'm still learning that I need to, you know, trust God and rely on him and rely on his word, and that he is faithful. Like, right now, I moved into my first place, right, and I was all, you know, I budgeted everything out and I saved and I moved into the place, and then I get all these notifications that says that almost every single one of the bills I had before, they've increased. And I'm like, I would have never moved if I had known that the bill was going to increase, but God knew. And I'm getting to the point where it's like, okay, Lord, you didn't bring me all the way here to leave me. In the last situation, you didn't leave me. And in the next situation, you won't leave me. So I'm becoming more and more reliant and dependent on God as my provider, as my father, as my protector, as my healer. And it's an everyday process. So I really wanted to make this video for people who may be lost. They don't know what to do. Or maybe you're just kind of starting your spiritual journey and you feel very much like, how does this work, like, you're not alone. There are people who are in the same situation as you, and you know, we haven't all yet made it. I've been on YouTube for a long time. I haven't been consistent with it, but I've been on YouTube for a long time. I've been on here since I was 14 years old, and I've seen people who started, you know, after me, way after me, you know, quickly accelerate, and I've seen people who started after me around the same time fizzle out completely. And you know, it can kind of feel like on YouTube that if you don't have a certain amount of numbers, like subscriber wise, if you don't have a certain amount of likes, or maybe you're not earning income, but you started it before you really even knew you could earn income because you just wanted to, you know, film videos and edit and share your ideas. It can feel kind of discouraging, and it can feel like with this social media age that everybody is farther than you and everybody is, you know, happy, and it's really not true. In fact, I spent a lot of the time that I was going through this process off of social media because I knew I wasn't happy, and I wasn't going to try to put on some front and be like, yeah, you know, everything's good, because it wasn't good. I was very much going through a healing process, and it's still continuous. Like, there are still things that God is dealing with me about, but I also think it's important to let people know that you're a work in progress and you're still standing, because we see people who, you know, they've got their degrees, or they've got, you know, their nice $3,000 a month apartment and everything is decked to the nines. Like, we see a lot of the finished product. Like, right now in my apartment, like, you guys are really only seeing this corner because I have no other furniture. Like, I don't have a couch, I don't have a dining room table, I don't have a lot of stuff, honestly. I don't have a TV. Like, I don't have a lot of things, but I have what I need, and I'm learning to be thankful and grateful and still be and enjoy the process, I guess. I'm learning to enjoy the process, and it's new and it's hard. And mind you, 2 days ago, I boohoo cried and broke down because I was like, this cannot be right. Like, I don't know if this job is for me. I don't know if school is for me. The whole semester I was feeling that way. But as much as I feel that way, I still, you know, when I pray about it, I just feel a strong pull to stay where I am and to see what God does. So I really hope that this helps somebody, even if it helps just one person. That'll be worth it. That'll be amazing, because there are so many women out here whose videos I've been watching over the last 2 years that have helped me. So for them, I'm that one person. So, you know, we all go through things, and they're for a purpose. It's not just for naught. It's not just because, you know, everything that happens to you, it happens to you for a reason, and it couldn't have happened any other way. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. I think for my next video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I'm going to school for, and how I'm paying for grad school, and just kind of like the whole process and the journey of why I decided to apply. So if you're interested in that, be sure to like the video, and also comment down below any other video you want to see from me. To the person that won my giveaway, I will message you. Can you still message people on YouTube? I think so. I will message you. I will get into contact with you so you can choose the gift or the prize that you won. Thank you so much for commenting and letting me know what you're going to work on for this new year. Don't forget to follow me on my social media. I'll put my name at the bottom of the screen, at Dominique Jazelle. Follow the blog. I don't know if I'm going to be doing style updates anytime soon, but you never know. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.